to the famous Jawas series, where we will tell you about the lives and accomplishments of noteworthy and famous Jawas. In this episode we will introduce you to the two Jawa brothers, formerly known as the Jizz Brothers. Jawas love music, and Jawas love dancing too. It is not uncommon to hear Jawas whistling or humming tunes while they are working, or to see Jawas randomly dancing in the streets or out in the desert. So it should come as no surprise that there are quite a few famous Jawa musicians and singers, like the famous electronic music duo Scrap Punk, or the famous Jawa opera singer Jawa Rothi, who even performed at the Karasan Opera House. But in this episode we will focus on the life and career of the Jizz brothers. Jaliet Jizz and Jalwood Jizz grew up in your average Jawa clan, but unlike the other Jawas, their passion wasn't to scavenge scrap. Instead they discovered that banging together pieces of scrap would make fun sounds. And so they started making music to entertain their fellow Jawas by banging together scrap. One day their clan passed by a settlement with colonists, and it was here that Jaliet discovered a musical instrument known as the Naralagon. Jaliet used every credit he had saved up to buy the Naralagon from its owner. Jalwood, no longer happy banging scrap after hearing his brother play amazing tunes on his new Naralagon, discovered he could reprogram droids to make music. With their new musical act, the Jizz brothers started touring the Jawa clans. However, they also caught the attention of non-Jawas, who also enjoyed their music, and they were offered a few gigs to play at local cantinas. It was around this time the brothers decided to settle down in Mozilla, originally a trading post built by local Jawas that trade with the colonists. It quickly grew into a small city with both Jawas and colonists as inhabitants. But when the criminal syndicate, known as the Exchange, invaded and took control of Mozilla, they kicked all the Jawas, including the brothers, out. So the brothers decided to go on a music tour, and for the next couple years they played at cantinas all across Tatooine, and when word reached them that the Exchange had been kicked out of Mozilla by the Sith Empire, they immediately decided to return. The brothers wanted to host a celebration party with lots of music and dancing to celebrate Mozilla's new freedom, but were promptly told by the new imperial governor ruling over the city, a joyless man called Washmore, that all music and dancing was now strictly prohibited within the city. Despite this warning, the brothers went ahead with their party, but as their music was blasting through the speakers, Sith Empire troopers arrived and ended the party prematurely, and the brothers were arrested and thrown in jail. They were sentenced to 5 years in prison for making music and promoting dance. It is unknown what exactly transpired inside the prison. What is known for a fact, however, is that the two brothers somehow escaped from this imperial prison, and after making their way back to Tatooine, the brothers wrote a song about their daring escape, titled Mr. Droidoto.
Najita Shirogawa, Mr. Droidodo. Najita Shirogawa, Mr. Droidodo. Yukusu Genza Hina. Najita Sabiodo, Mr. Droidodo. Shumanese on Troinibo.
You're wondering who I am?
Secret, secret, I've got a secret.
Machine or Jawa twin?
Secret, secret, I've got a secret.
With parts made on ICAF.
Secret, secret, I've got a secret.
I am the modern Jawa.
In the song, the brothers seem to claim they disguised themselves as droids to escape. Mr. Droidoto became their biggest hit yet, and even briefly was #1 in the Galactic Republic Music Top 100. However, their return to making music was short-lived. Jaliet wanted to continue to focus on jizz wailing and making jizz music. Jalwood, on the other hand, wanted to focus on droid-generated music, and so the brothers decided to split up and focus on their personal musical passions. The Jizz brothers were no more.
I don't care much for droid-generated music. I think it takes away from the emotion behind it.
Who are you?
I am Jaliet.
Droid-generated music is the future. You cannot prevent progress. Soon we will see a lot of droid-generated music and art.
Which one are you?
I am Jawood.
Our musical tastes just weren't compatible anymore.
Which one are you again?
I told you, I am Joliet.
Right. Joliet is now performing with a band called the Loadlifters, and can often be found performing at the Angkor-held Cantina. Jawood had less luck. At first he tried to start a gonk rock band with some old gonk droids, but their first song, titled Gonk, wasn't a big hit, and the gonk droid vocals were considered a bit repetitive as they only ever said gonk. He then started a new band made up of astromech droids, calling it Astromech Chala, with a focus on droid pop music. Astromech Chala has been moderately successful for Jawood, and he and his droids can often be found performing at local cantinas, like the Silt Shift Cantina in Mozilla. And what about that Imperial governor who hated music and dancing so much, you ask? Well, rumor has it that one day a Sith Lord arrived in Mozilla, and turns out that while most Sith might be angry psychos, they also still enjoy music and dancing. Angered by the governor's ban on music and dancing, this Sith Lord promptly removed the governor's head from his body with their lightsaber, and since that day music and dancing is once again allowed in Mozilla. And you'd think the episode would end here, but no. Last week there was a huge announcement. It was announced that Joliet and Jawood are reuniting for a special reunion music tour sponsored by the Zuka Corporation, where they will play all their golden oldies, as well as their new upcoming single, Together Again, Utami. And while some cynical Jawas see this as nothing more than a big promotional stunt by the Zuka Corporation, the die-hard Jizz Brother fans are very excited and happy to be able to see their favorite Jawa band playing live once more. So be sure to get your tickets as soon as they go on sale, as they are sure to sell out fast.
We are only doing it because Circa is paying us a shitload of credits. They even wrote the song for us.
In the next episode of Famous Jawas, we will be meeting a famous Jawa artist. Until next time.